So today we will be presenting how to play the game, certain mechanics, and what the game is about. And we'll be distributing pre-generated characters to these lovely people over here. So I will go in Discord order. Azure, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Azure or Rachel. You can find me at theazurebutterfly.ttv. I'm also the creative director here on Rolling Nomads. I play Ingrid of Sintra in Witcher Ways of Old, and I play Prince Juliana Volstadt in Transylvania Beckons, and today I will be somebody.
Somebody, as opposed to nobody. Now, David, who are you?
Yes. Well, hi, I'm David. Excuse me. I am the project manager here at the Rolling Nomads. I also run our game Colder Than a Twitch's Wit. And, from time to time, I show my face in many places as Thalas over on Scion Godsend. And really, I'm just really excited to see what this game is all about and have a little fun along the way. Maybe a little chaos. We'll see.
Luna.
Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on all the things, including here on Twitch, where I stream Monday to Friday. I play Cersei Aveline on The Witcher Ways of Old. I play Prince Rosalind the Tremere on Transylvania Beckons. But tonight, I will be somebody. Oh, I'm also the social media director at Rolling Nomads. I do that. That's me.
Ramos.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there.
You actually have to do an introduction this time.
Yeah, this is wild. I'm Ramos, found everywhere at Ramos the Nomad. I am the media director here at Rolling Nomads. That's me. Holy shit. That's quick and easy, baby.
And I am SYRANAS. Some people call me John, but that's neither here or there. However, we will talk now about what the setting of the game is. So, my illustrious players, the world has already ended. Congrats, you failed.
Shit.
But in any case,
Get
you
Get right.
fucked. However, it is an ending so biblical that it seems like this divine being scorching the earth. 90% of the human population is dead. That's a thing. And horrors, some people would call angels, just absolutely wreaking havoc across the planet. And then, in humanity's cold desperation, scientists, engineers made an impossibility. Mechanical machines by the name of automata, which are piloted by, well, you guys. You are mech pilots.
I am
fighting eldritch horrors and seraphim of pretty much biblical.
Okay. So not only did I survive the apocalypse, but I also get a robot suit.
Yes.
I think you're winning.
Where do I sign?
This is the coolest apocalypse ever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You are winning.
All right.
But it is very possible for you to die. Very possible. But also very possible for you to lose your sense of self before then. Because this game has themes of mental illness, losing your sense of self, ego death, whole bunch of things to do with yourself and your relationship with your mech, your automata, which is quite a phenomenal weapon against these horrors, as they are called, and seraphs, or seraphim. And, well, on a note, a lot of between combats is focusing a lot on character development, your character's mental state, the stability, and making sure you have the sense of self to continue fighting, and to understand who your friends are. Because if you lose your ego, you will go berserk and kill everybody around you.
Sick, as you do.
So,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So any thoughts currently that's running through your heads?
Sounds pretty cool. That's about it.
I peeked through the book a little bit. Didn't get too much into the mechanics and such. But I love the setting. Very excited to play. We'll be going over the pre-gens and such too. Yeah, kind of grab and snatch and grab. What is it called? Free for all.
You guys can fight each other for these pre-gens.
Excellent. I want whatever David wants to play.
End of the world, and we have learned nothing.
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
I really like the setting. I think it's really interesting and unique. I peeked a little bit through the pre-gens just to like get a sense of things, and I really like how you can mix and match. Like, I think they're called archetypes and automatas. So there's so many possibilities possible. Like, I don't want to say classes, but
like,
what's the word?
There's a lot of combinations. Yeah.
Combinations. Yes, thank you. A lot of that. And I really, really like that. I like the diversity. I like the freedom of choice.
That sounds cool. I didn't look at any of this at all just yet. I wanted to go in blind.
Honestly, valid.
Yeah, valid. Entirely valid.
Yeah. I also I didn't deep dive into it because I did want to experience a lot of it firsthand as we're going through here, but I peeked a little bit, obviously. And yeah, I do think like looking at the pre-gens and the combinations there, like really you could just from what I'm seeing here, what it looks like is you could have really a different party every time you do this, and some could fill more traditional roles, but you could have people filling similar roles but still be different and diverse characters and still be able to tell a really interesting story, and I think that's a really cool feature.
It's also
Very nice.
not a setting or a style that many TTRPGs explore. So like, there's not really. Where are all the giant mecha like the TTRPGs? Hello, Bindi.
Honestly, with like all the popularity of them, no, that makes sense. My biggest mental comparison has to be that this is a very unique and expansive, even further expansive take on Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Hell yeah.
Evangelion, like your mechs can look however you wish. Honestly, the creativity you can do with combinations remind me the freedom that you have in other mecha RPGs such as Lancer and that kind of thing, and that's a genuine compliment to the system. And it goes a lot deeper into the trauma aspects of characters and how they cope than other mecha RPGs, but that is
no, everyone is Shinji.
Everyone is Shinji. Not everyone.
No.
In fact, the pilot archetypes are there are different forms of Shinji. Let's say that. Not even his final form. So So, do you wish to start the battle royale of pre-gen grabbing?
Well,
I guess considering the fact that I'm probably the only one that didn't look at this, I'll just pick whichever one you don't want.
I didn't look at the pre-gens, so I'm in the same boat as you. I was hoping our lovely game master would kind of break down what our options are, and we could voice our opinions and maybe stab one another over them. Shall we?
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
We can absolutely do that.
Very cool, David.
Bless you, David. So, I will have a look at, because I didn't actually look at the pre-gens either. I was busy reading the system and prepping the adventure that will more than likely happen next week.
Oh. This is... Sorry, I just noticed something else that I want to point out that's really cool in these pre-gens.
What you got for us?
Mhm.
They're not gendered.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! God, I love
Yep.
Gehenna Gaming.
That's what I was worried about, I'll be perfectly honest. But yeah, no, I was like, okay, let me see what the male to female ratio is. They have options for all the pre-gens. That's
love
so
that.
neat.
Hell yeah.
I had that
This
concern
is-
as well, and then it was immediately dispelled as soon as I looked at the pre-gen, and I was very happy to see that.
This is 3 for 3 mecha TTRPGs that don't involve gender.
Hell yeah.
At least
What is
in
your
my
gender?
experience.
Robot.
So there are a whole bunch of numbers on these guys, but starting with Andy, whose spelling of the word of the name is ambiguous to however you wish to go with. They are the new guy, the new recruit, vengeful and ambitious. They have a bit of survivor's guilt concerning surviving the apocalypse. That's for sure. And they have a very strong ambition to rid the world of horrors and seraphs.
Hell yeah.
Good ambition.
Okay.
Just
I can dig it.
in the cheat sheet, which is in within the place here, and you will see some other things involving Atkins or Andy Atkins here. Some things to do with their characters, such as the talents and that kind of thing, that are not exactly explained on the sheet. But
That's so helpful. That's so helpful. Oh my god.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like Gilbert's Common Rules documents.
such
Yeah,
as
again,
trauma,
another reason why Gehenna Gaming is fucking king. Love you guys.
these
You heard it here
most
first, folks.
Gehenna Gaming's great.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
It's all good. The most of the stuff written in the cheat sheet is in explaining the talents here, such as trauma button, not your fault, explosive, and scorched earth for Andy Atkins, which is honestly very cool. It involves a lot of things, which I have not read about yet, involving those characters. But you'll also notice the stats over in the top left, which include attributes and skills. You see these attributes are a combination of both your pilot archetype and your automata archetype.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And these numbers here would including the skills here, which will add to dice pools of d6s, of which successes are on a 6. So
Okay.
similar kind of to games with other dice pools such as Shadowrun and a lot of World of Darkness games, but with d6s. and that kind of thing.
I like
And,
that. That's very simple and easy to
Yeah,
pick
I
up.
dig it.
Mhm. And over on the right-hand side are your derived stats such as health, stability, stress. Stress starts at 0, which is different from the other ones. Ego, which is important. And the automata data down here, durability and ego field. An ego field protects you from most attacks except from horrors and seraphs.
Wait, are you telling me our character's ego fuels the shield generator of the mech?
Yes.
Oh,
Outstanding.
Functions.
so we're gonna be like cocky fighter pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It is noted to be your sense of self,
yeah, I was about to say ego is
rather than
Yeah.
the other ones. So that will be Andy Atkins now, or Carmen Shen, is a tough, no-nonsense pilot. I should probably say the archetypes for Andy. My bad. The pilot archetype is the Bound, which has quite a bit of because of a traumatic event that happened in their past. They're dedicated to a specific course of action, and their automata archetype is the Collateral. I haven't actually read. Purpose of Scorched Earth. That's a fun combination.
Hell yeah! I wasn't leaning toward the new kid, but I'm sorry, Scorched Earth.
that's just playing right into your 40k fantasies,
We
isn't it?
might have to.
Yeah. So for Chen, tough no nonsense pilot. Their pilot archetype is Thanatos, which is has themes of self harm. To note, a death wish, pretty much. As I glance over, lack of regard for basic safety protocols, inability to control emotions, impulse in a high pressure situation, and a desire to die in a blaze of glory.
Oh, what a way to go!
And their automata archetype is the Heavy, which big guns never tire. Is how I would say that. Really big automata, probably like bigger than the others. A lot bigger than the others. Heavily armored, has its own portable armory apparently. Deploy with 3 weapons instead of 2.
This is gonna be such a hard choice
It really
Yep.
is.
for me
Yeah,
personally.
there's a
and-
lot I like.
And the sidearm of a tactical nuke.
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, a tactical nuke as a sidearm?
Yep.
Just, you know,
That's
a
my
little guy.
dream.
And you know what else is? A minigun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We
This is
love
gonna be
The
a
to
hard
see
choice.
it.
signature weapon
It'd be a
is
real
an
Hard choice.
artillery cannon.
I
So
like this one.
Shen has the ambition of gaining the respect you deserve. Now it's pretty pretty interesting ambition. As it ties into the regret of not going for the leadership role when he had the chance, or they had the chance.
I love that. This is just a person that like has like small man syndrome. Has to have
Yeah.
like the biggest truck. The automata's the big fucking. Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
This is
That's great.
fantastic. And the stuff for Shen's cheat sheet are in here. Whenever the enemy harms you, reduce your stress by 1. That's hilarious to me. But also, I'm sorry, Chen. Do you need a hug?
Who hurt you, Jen?
Who hurt you?
The fucking serifs,
Clearly-
David, weren't you listening?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
Now,
Canon. Everything just went blank after Canon.
so next is Jackie or Jack Jameson. Experienced pilot, level-headed leader. Hyper responsible is their pilot archetype. It's kind of self-explanatory, to be honest. However, though, as a leader, if they somehow fail in their duties, it hits them hard, real hard. When they begin to like break down, they want to isolate themselves to not hurt anybody, hurt who they're responsible for again. And their automata archetype is the beast.
That sounds really fucking cool.
It is a berserker kind of automata. It's very much a in close and personal, close combat style of automata, and in fact, the signature weapon of this one is a plasma spear.
Oh my god.
Ooh. That sounds. Oh, I love it.
Neat.
This character has a low ego, but that's okay. That is, yeah. 4 ego is pretty low, to be honest. But in any case, they have an ambition to protect the base that you are currently in over anything else.
Okay.
And his biggest regret, or their biggest regret, not protecting the pilots who came before him and died.
Yeah, it's just Idris Elba.
Oh, rough.
Yeah.
Real rough.
I got Pacific Rim
Yeah.
vibes.
I love the regret system. I love that they give you like, here's what your trauma is. Enjoy. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's really cool. I dig that a lot too.
Yeah.
Each automata archetype has their own berserking portion, which we'll go into after you've chosen your pre-gens.
Sweet.
Next,
Okay.
Chris Kim. They're an introverted prodigy. They are very good at piloting their automata. Their pilot archetype is the Hedgehog's Dilemma, which I had to think about.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Like, they're essentially, they want to be friends with people around them. However, their fear of hurting them prevents them from doing so.
Rough.
Too real.
Uh,
Too
It
far.
And it affects their self-worth.
That
And
fun
That's so
fact
rough.
that is also featured very heavily in Neon Genesis.
Mhm.
Yeah. Rachel, you've seen the show. If you really do like to do a deep dive into characters,
I've seen every
there's-
iteration of that show and that
Same.
manga.
We should have a conversation. I'm so sorry. Continue, Syranus.
Indeed. And their automata archetype is Overload.
ooh.
Now, they go and it has a special stat called Heat, of which as you steadily go into Heat, that was poorly phrased. As you steadily gain Heat in your automata, the ability is called Danger Zone. For the record, And once you get to a maximum of 5 heat, you will go into Meltdown. However, at 3 heat, of which we will call the Danger Zone, your abilities become stronger. Now, I believe there should be there is a talent that allows you to expel heat, I believe.
Is it heat end?
Expel powerful explosion.
That's a G Gundam reference.
Yeah, it's definitely a G Gundam reference. And in fact, they
Actually, I think all of these
a
are
bladed gauntlet as a
Oh my god.
and a bladed whip.
Am I gonna do a
Okay.
roughing burning finger?
Okay, Kim, I'm looking at you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. Okay. All good.
And their ambition is to build something that's not a war machine.
Sad.
Mm-hmm. Very sad. And their regret is that they approved Atkins to join the team despite seeing the danger.
Even more fucking sad.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I was about to say Luna and I
It's
might
gonna
actually have to
die.
fight because Kim is very attractive to me as a character.
We will distribute knives very shortly.
Indeed.
Perfect.
The next person, Lionel or Leslie Lee, brilliant and obsessed pilot archetype, the inferior superior. So Ramos to the core.
Rough.
I didn't realize the knives were coming out this soon.
Don't look at me.
Bless
You weren't
you.
supposed to have a knife.
So it is very much they are quite honestly nice. A fragile balance of an inferior complex and a superiority complex, which causes quite a bit of anxiety.
Oh boy.
And bless you, Ramos.
I simply will not be perceived in this moment. I have control of tech. I can fade out anytime I want.
Indeed. I would not rob you of that ability, as the stream is on coming from your computer. In any case, some interesting stuff, as they are the face mostly, because they gain successes on 5s on a d6 rather than a 6 on a d6 on command and manipulate rolls.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
As one of their talent, I wonder if they chose that for the cheat sheet. Where are we? Down. There's Jameson and Rodriguez. Lee, where are you? All right, they did choose that. Nice. Whenever you fail a roll in any skill, it's a talent called Cracks in Armor. You may voluntarily lower your stability by 1 in order to gain an automatic success on your next roll. Which means super stress upon failing. Well, not really stress upon failing. It's your mental state lowers upon failing, so you'll be able to do better next time. Their automata archetype is the prototype, which I didn't read either. So it is an experimental automata, which has some unforeseen errors and glitches at some point. But despite the risk, it is completely able to be piloted. Has such experimental things such as adaptive healing, which the automata would regain HP up to its max, or durability, I believe, up to its max. And you, at the end of the turn, you reduce your ego by 1. It's a D4 durability up to its max. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, some D4s and for damage and healing specifically, but other than that, it's essentially the new hotness of automata. Be able to do things, but all of a sudden, some things can go wrong.
Valid.
Much
Makes
like
sense.
Like the Seraphs.
Much
Weren't you listening, David?
I was. But I was also focusing on the canon.
Fair.
Cannons bitches love cannons, and as we have expressed, Ramos and I are the bitches here. We do love cannons. All right, we were added to the pile of bitches here.
Whole pile of bitches.
I like swords and fists a lot.
That's
Fair.
respectable.
That's also valid.
Yep.
So we now have Ryan or Rebecca Rodriguez. Oh, wow, Rodriguez. I apologize for that butchery that I just did. They are sheltered as their pilot archetype. And seems self-explanatory. But whenever you make a strand with someone, which is sort of like a bond, you can put between characters, such as you're in an NPC or between player characters, that helps with the social side of things. You can ask them any requests. If they oblige, it'll reduce your stress levels. It's the fact that you are sort of sheltered from a lot of the bads in the world until it ended. And
Got a real fucking rude awakening.
Yeah.
Oof.
And your childish and innocent nature keeps you from understanding certain dark truths.
Oof.
You have a lot more points of stability than others. Oh, not too
Sweet
much in
summer
this
child.
character. Put on a smile, break the cutie. Oh no. When you take stability damage, you can choose to switch your empathy score with any other stat for a single scene. Oh no.
That's pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
That is really cool.
Their
Literally gonna beat your
automata.
ass with the power of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Their automata archetype is the Strainer. Now, that's an interesting one. Bold decision for Go, standard stress and neuroregulate. Allows for greater synchronization between machine and pilot. However, great possible. Oh no. So the Strainer essentially makes it so that it's very stressful to drive this machine, and can and will affect your mental state.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Very nice.
that sounds.
So, essentially, it'll put you beyond your limits, increase stress. You can a lot of things, which include rage injection.
Rage injection.
Some adaptive arsenal, pain and panic. Like a lot of talents involving that automata that honestly makes Rodriguez very sad. And I believe I've been neglecting to say their ambitions and regrets. So Rodriguez ambition is to keep the team alive and in good spirits. And the regrets is that you're seen as a kid from the others.
Rough.
Oh,
Mhm.
Sweet, sweet, sweet child.
protect
Nice.
Rodriguez.
Protect the baby.
Protect the baby.
For Lee, their ambition is to discover what makes horrors tick.
Love
And their
that.
regret is that the previous research was taken from you.
I'd be
Rough.
pressed.
Yep.
I'd be real pressed.
Indeed.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah,
That's
that's
grounds for a fight.
indeed. But that's all of them.
Sweet. What's everybody thinking?
Okay.
I really like Kim and Rodriguez so far, but I'm
The
also
two that I
okay
like.
with Lee. Oh,
Luckily, there's
So
two.
I like Rodriguez as well, but like something is just pulling me towards Chen. Maybe it's the cannon, maybe it's the tactical nuke. Well, I
That's
can't
fair.
quite
It's
put
the
my finger on
tactical
it.
nuke.
It's probably the tactical nuke. Let's be honest.
Right on.
Yeah. There are things I want to do with that
Right
tactical
on.
nuke.
Like explode things.
Let's go
Yeah.
through an entire, because we're doing this thing for the viewers' information. We're going to be doing Stretching Out the Dark Passenger, which is the module that we're doing,
Mhm.
for 3 sessions. And I would, this isn't a formal request, Syranus. However, it would be real fucking funny if David played Chen, and then the entire time was just ready, like trigger happy, and then never got a chance to use the tactical nuke.
Okay. I would like to be able to use it at least once.
No.
I'll
Not
see
at
what
all.
I can do.
Okay. Gilbert, hear me out, right? I want to take the tactical nuke and I want to put it at the bottom of the Marianas Trench. Or no, the San
Pacific
Andreas
Rim?
Fault.
It might be
Pacific
the
Rim?
San
Marianas
Andreas
Canyon right
Fault.
now.
I'm sorry.
Um,
My mind went Pacific Rim. No, the San Andreas Fault, just because I want to see what would happen.
Also, I think you're petitioning to the wrong person right now.
Yeah, I'm not your god king. That's
No, I'm
serious.
just. Fair enough. No, but I would very much like to use the tactical nuke.
That'll be the last scene.
That sounds good.
Yes.
As we ride off into the sunset. Oh yeah.
Just
Either that or we're all
Into the
about to
sky.
die and just like go for it. Tactical nuke. Let's
I
go.
love that. Oh, that's so good.
As you good.
If I think we're all going to die, I'm pressing the panic button, which is just the button.
Should
for
David
the
play
nuke.
Chen if that's like the if that's
I think it'll
the
be fun.
if that's the plan
It's,
B
it's
immediate?
fine.
It does have the friendly fire tag.
Oh my
Yeah,
Of
god,
course
mean,
it does.
David!
Of course it does.
Well, nukes are for friends, and
We're gonna
we're
have
all
to
a bunch
talk
of
David
mentally
off a
stable
ledge.
individuals here.
Every session, he's gonna be like,
As Sapin said in chat, you could die at literally any moment. Use the nuke.
accurate.
You know what? I couldn't agree more.
Here.
And hey, look at the bright side. We're all a bunch of mentally stable and mature adults. I'm sure
Uh-huh.
nothing
Absolutely.
bad will
Not
happen.
a single trauma amidst the entire group. We're all perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So wait, so are you playing Chen?
I think I'm gonna. If there are no objections, I think I might take Chen.
Excellent.
I'm good. I don't need a big truck.
There is a
Okay.
gun called Ego Slaying Rifle, and I am so happy.
Excellent. What's everybody else looking at?
Oh, you already know my two.
Well, as law dictates, murder one another.
All right. No, seriously,
don't-
which one do you want?
Can we show that on Twitch?
I'm not gonna lie. Kim is the one that really attracted to me. Just because I know I could play a character like that, but it's completely up to it's completely
I'll
up to
be
you.
baby.
Okie doke.
Luna is baby.
I'm baby.
Protect baby.
Then I will be I will be the introverted prodigy, Kristen,
Excellent.
whose
Have you guys
first
ever seen
talent
that thing?
I just noticed whose first talent is called I am worthless.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you
Gehenna,
guys seen
please.
those things where it's like I think it was a meme for D&D where it was like an orc with some kind of hammock or something, but there was like a little platform on the back so the baby could stand there and like fire a crossbow.
Perfect.
Like we should get something like baby gets to hold the nuke.
Baby.
Baby gets so. That's a bad idea.
Well, the cannon has too much recoil.
Yay.
Oh gosh. I think okay, so on the cheat sheet it'll be called self-worth rather than I am worthless.
Fair. Entirely fair.
Every time you accept someone hurting you or agree with their condescending statements to you, lower your stress level by 1.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
So we all have to shit talk? Like, that's crazy.
You don't have to shit talk, but if I do get shit talked and I take it, I lose my stress.
I mean, if
That's
you're real
so
stressed,
insane.
NPCs will
So we're
be
just gonna have a
talking. It's
roasting
fine.
session? That's great.
Hold on. Prickly Quills, every time you open up and hurt someone because of it, gain a stress and make a strand with them. So I make a connection, but I cause my own stress because of it.
This is so...
So,
Yo.
so this one, Strand Talent here says, when you have an intimate moment with someone, decide if you care about the person. If you do, gain a strand. If you don't, remove all stress.
from all stress. Oh my
All
god.
of it. All of it. No fucks given.
The
Truly.
best.
Oh my god, Heat End is literally fucking the finale of Burning Finger from G Gundam. Your Autonoma can generate a powerful explosion onto grabbed opponents. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's great.
Well...
Oh my
I
god.
love this.
One more. Sorry. Breakdown. Nobody understands you or even wants to. Nobody loves you. You are unable to be loved. Everyone hates you, especially yourself. You shut down, don't acknowledge anyone. It's better this way. You don't want to be hurt again or hurt others. When someone shows you the acceptance and tells you of your worth, regain your stability.
Oh my god.
This is when your stability goes to 0.
Excellent.
That makes sense. Okay.
Outstanding.
Yeah, mine's gonna be interesting. You just stay out of the line of fire, please. Because mine says, you become so ready for death that those around you are caught in the crossfire. You lash out, wanting their death and your own. If anyone stands in your way, they're dead to you as well. You
my
regain
God.
stability when you solve an obstacle in your way with violence.
I love that. Also,
Oh, this is gonna be great.
my strand talent. When you have an intimate moment, ask yourself if you really care about them. If you do, break a strand and then push them away. If you don't, gain a strand.
This is... Okay. Gehenna,
Okay, so
who hurt y'all?
oh man,
Which one is David playing? Chen?
Jen. Oh, the berserking one. This sounds fun. It's time to relish in what you do best. Safeties are off and it's danger close all the time. You pilot a walking tank. Who would dare stand in your way? Pick the biggest enemy in the battle and focus all your hatred on them. If someone would try and take your kill, fire on them too. You don't recognize friendlies. During this time, you deal double damage to your chosen opponent.
Damn, that's that Ford F-250 vibe.
I'll tell you what, that big son bitch right over there is getting a tactical nuke.
Heavy, long range area. Area of effect, friendly fire, and apparently ineffective. Useless in disrupting the target's ego fields. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, that won't matter if they're dead.
Ego fields are protecting you against such damage.
Excellent.
And
I'll figure
if
it
you
out.
are if you are berserking, your ego field is out. Because
Oh, that makes sense.
because
Yeah.
your ego is 0.
Mm.
Berserking.
Well, I'll just have to
Sometimes.
kill them all before that's a problem.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. You know, valid though. Sometimes you just need to let go. You don't need to be warned of pushing yourself too far. You can control it. You only need 1 minute to annihilate your enemies. If that doesn't work, there's always the explosion. Your autonoma's heat is set to 5 and stays at 5 for the duration of Berserk. Every time you destroy an enemy, they melt before your eyes, exploding as if under the effects of heat end. If the battle ends before your automata explodes, your heat is reset back to 0.
Oh,
Huh.
that's
I'm gonna
Oh, that's
melt everybody
beautiful.
in front of me. That's fun.
So, a fun thing with while we have pre-gens, you can create your own weapons a la the tag system in this game. Sort of like Scion. You can create weapons that way. With like say accuracy tag, like descriptor tags and range tags, damage tags, and that kind of thing. So it's quite interesting. What am I getting?
Excellent. So you can modify your nuke, perhaps, David?
Well, it's already made.
Fair.
Right.
Range
Okay.
long, damage heavy, which means you'll be doing 7 damage to everything around you,
Oh my
as
God.
long as the. Meanwhile, the artillery cannon, ammo 1. What does that mean? Oh, do you have to reload every time you shoot it? Is that what that means? Yeah.
You have 1 tactical nuke.
Well, I mean that makes sense. Do I?
That one, your weapon has 3 reloads before it's considered. Okay, so set amount of reloads before it's out of ammo. So
Ah,
okay.
okay, and then I just reload and good to go. All right.
Well, I think
And-
that I'm gonna surprise everybody, and I'm gonna take up Lee. I think
Lee.
playing against my own
Okay.
personality, I think that's really, really helpful. You know, it'll be a challenge to really dive into that character mindset. You know, yeah. So
Fantastic.
Wow, and that's kind of also perfect. So apparently, we already have a strand between us, and you already have a strand between Chen and me.
excellent, perfect. I love
Yeah,
that.
I've got Jameson and Lee.
My
All
strand
right.
talent is when I have an intimate moment, ask them what they see in a perfect partner. If it matches the traits you see in yourself, gain a strand. I'm a whore.
Okay. So actually,
That really
so
does play into
quick
the ego of
question
like,
for,
yeah, you've just literally asking everyone, hey, what's your perfect partner? Yeah, no, it's me. Walking away.
Jesus
so,
Christ,
quick
we have
question.
quite the party built up, don't we?
Oh, this is going to be great.
Indeed.
I do have
So
I do have a quick question for you, SYRANAS.
Yes.
So I noticed with the pre-gens here, we've got 2 strands on this one, so like Jameson and Lee. But with Jameson not being one of the characters selected, would you just randomly pick one, or do we pick, or how did you want to do that?
I will allow you to pick one of the other players.
Okay. So I've already got Gilbert.
Yeah, I got
There we go.
Lee and Atkins, so I need a new one.
New guy's not here. Great.
Yeah, new guy's not here. Can we just say he died?
FNG died. Got it.
I'm gonna take a hit right away.
Fucking new guy. All right.
Well, if anything, we could change for the purposes for the purposes of this.
They could also just be an
No,
NPC
never.
that we interact with.
That's fair. That's fair.
Could be.
Oh.
Yeah. I think
will
for the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, seeing if the strands were different ones of us rather than an NPC, that could lead to some interesting interactions when we're playing the game as well.
Yeah, I feel
Indeed.
that.
Yeah, Rodriguez's strands are Jameson and Atkins.
So two
and
characters that don't exist on here.
Yes.
Pick two.
Yeah, pick any of these fine, well-adjusted people.
Well adjusted.
Yeah, I still need one. Then that's not Atkins.
Choose me again.
I need one as well.
Choose you again.
I mean, what?
You're perfect, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Who do I pick?
Now, actually, I don't know if we talked about this yet, but what are the benefits to having a strand? Did we really?
That's a good
go over what
question,
strands
actually.
are?
That is a very good question, and I will go to that section of the document real quick.
We're all like fighting for strands. They could be like, hey, if anything happens to this person, you're gonna suffer. We're just like, yeah, we want those.
That's
We want
probably
those.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, because I see total and tap. So yeah.
I don't think they have the strand system currently in here, but
That's all good.
I will continue.
We'll deep dive into it later. We can talk
We'll
about
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll talk about it next time.
Okay.
I imagine it involves like sort of an abstraction of getting close to each other, but
Yeah.
in any other case, any questions involving the system, like such as how the dice system works?
SYRANAS, teach me how to play this game, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can do. All right. So, core mechanics. This, as said before, this game is a dice pool system. Breaking out like 10 to 15 regular 6-sided dice in like sort of 3 different colors. And you'll need a D4 as well to calculate damage and that kind of thing. So, 6 core principles. It is accessible with the dice pool of D6s, fast and decisive. The goal of eliminating extraneous die rolls that and bookkeeping and that kind of thing that don't propel the action. Just eliminating those die rolls entirely. High risk yields high reward. So don't be afraid to risk everything because, well, it will more than likely get you some great rewards. Other than that, if you might crash and burn too. There's that.
So what you're saying is tactical nuke.
Tactical,
fail.
yeah.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
It is.
Fucking send it.
It is player focus. Y'all are at the center stage. You are the actors in this stage. You are what propels the story forward. The NPCs are simply there to facilitate your ability to drive things forward, and will give you meaningful choices along the way. It is story driven, and it is centered on crafting, according to the book, to the document here, unforgettable tales that linger in memory. I imagine the tactical nuke will be a part of this.
Oh, yeah.
It is the game's engine is engineered to generate dramatic events, and this system is adaptable. While the main setting is post-apocalyptic and about fighting horrors of eldritch and angelic mind, you can even bring this into a standard mecha setting, like Mobile Suit Gundam, or even other settings such as that, like BattleTech or anything like that. So, with that, skills. The role playing really is a conversation, and a lot of the roles that you will need to make will involve skills. And these, I will ask you to make these rolls when necessary. Sometimes, when you ask to do something, I will simply allow it, because there are times where it is not dramatically necessary to introduce a chance of failure. So, in brief, there are 12 core skills. For each three in groups of 3 for each attribute, such as strength, agility, wits, and empathy. Machinery, endure, and close combat are the strength skills. Mobility, pilot, and ranged combat are the agility skills. Observation, science, and survival are all wits, while manipulate, command, and medical are all empathy. With these 12 core skills in this game, you will build your pool by taking your, so let's say, strength and endure, in order to endure an explosion from, say, a tactical nuke. And you will take that amount, that combined number in d6s, and you will roll them. So to succeed with an action, you must roll at least 1 6. That is a success. If you roll more than 1 success, you can achieve additional effects. In some cases, these are usually specified with a skill. And I will encourage you to describe your actions, which will have an effect. I will personally give a small bonus to the roll if you describe it dramatically.
Okay.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
Love it.
Also, I would like to point out, because I looked at the character sheets, Rodriguez and Lee don't have an endure, so
Nope.
Let's hold off on the tactical nuke a little bit.
Or you cannot hold off.
Me injured and never.
And
baby,
fun
you
fact,
can't hurt me.
apparently my crazy ass has the highest endure out of all of us.
Insane.
Yeah, my dice pool for endure is 8 total, I think,
Mhm.
if I'm reading that correctly.
So in this case it would be strength plus endure, right? So
Yeah.
we would see the
Indeed.
number in the strength. Then I also have 8.
Oh, is it because you have a high strength?
I think
Yes.
so. Yeah, I got a
And
6
there's
in that and
also
2 in endure.
Very
extremely
nice.
high strength. Extremely high
Strong.
strength.
All the better to carry that tactical nuke around.
It's strength plus what?
Strength plus endure to survive the nuke.
Endure.
Oh well, no, strength. I'm only using it as a sort of a narrative way to describe the dice pool. Really. Now, if you don't have the skill, you will roll the attribute in the dice pool anyway.
Cool.
There are no die penalties regarding that, like say in like World of Darkness or Chronicles of Darkness, for unskilled rolls. Now, if you roll no sixes or successes in your skill roll, something will go wrong. A lot of the time, it's sort of a penalty in time. You'll be failing forward a lot of the time as well, or maybe at the cost of time, risk, or resources, or a limb.
Those grow back, so that's fine.
You're human.
Mm.
Mm.
I mean, hey, you know what? If I kill everybody first before my arm gets taken off,
Yeah, you're
then
golden.
that's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Nobody will kill me if there's nobody left alive to kill me.
Solid
Yep.
reasoning there. Yep. Well
It's
adjusted.
good logic.
Oh yeah.
Though,
And I mean, they're entitled to their wrong opinion. If they think they can take my arm.
Sweet.
I love that. However, you have one last chance if you really want to succeed to push the roll.
Ooh.
So pushing the roll will incur stress. When you push the roll, you pick up all your not yielding, all your non-6 dice, and roll them again. You can only do this once. Once, however. You, you can't really cherry pick them. All those dice that are not successes, you have to roll them again, and this is the last time you can re-roll.
Quick
Every
question.
time.
Is that once?
Say again.
Sorry. Is that once per roll, or is that once per encounter, or
Once per roll.
once? Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
So, however, when you push the roll, there are you will incur stress. A lot of times it's one stress per pushing. However, through pushing okay, rolling. You'll need to roll stress die upon certain criteria as you gain stress. Each point of stress you have involves one stress die. So if you have like 3 stress, and say a panic roll is needed, you'll need to avoid rolling ones on that stress die in order to avoid avoid stability loss.
Okay.
Both panic and stability losses, panic rolls and stability losses will be explained later. And stress is completely removed after spending a shift or to give it a reference, a long rest in a safe place.
So do we have like designated stress die, like a different set of die?
It's not required.
Okay.
However, you can set aside different colors for
Gotcha.
different roles.
Perfect.
It's only encouraged rather than required. So, as a rule, you have one chance to succeed on any action. Once you've rolled the dice and pushed the roll, you may not roll again to achieve the same goal. You need to try something different or wait until the circumstances have changed in a substantial way. Or you can let another player character try. This does not really apply to combat, where you can attack the same enemy multiple times.
Okay.
So there's also group roles, like everyone knows of the group stealth check. It's pretty good. There modifications to the rolls and that kind of thing. Like I said, upon describing your action in a dramatic way, I will give you bonuses to your die pool and that kind of thing. But it also can be modified via the difficulty of the roll. Like a demanding check is -1 to the die pool, or even a trivial check, which will almost never happen, will be a +3 to your die pool. And there are also other cases where certain rules or talents will move the amount of die you have in your new pool and that kind of stuff. You can also help other PCs or gain help from NPCs to increase your die pool and that kind of thing.
Okay.
That is a thing that can happen. There are opposed rolls. So sometimes when you're lying to somebody, there will be an opposed roll, for example, or like even in other situations, I have not read specifically what those situations are, but opposed rolls are a thing. Like manipulate checks or sneaking, like the stealth checks again are opposed, and that kind of thing. Now gear. Well, actually,
Just really quick, I just want to say, like, it's just amusing to think of giant fucking mechs just going sneaky.
Sneaky.
don't be suspicious. Don't be
Tiptoeing
suspicious.
mecha.
Especially fucking Chen's Ford F-250 fucking.
If Shen's mech doesn't alert the guards, like we're gods. It's it. Like we're fucking gold.
Yeah,
The
for
Seraphs
real.
don't stand
They
a
win.
chance.
I'm just
Thanks,
thinking like
Keyleth.
there's like a barrier that we're trying to like huddle our mechs behind. You just see like Chen's mech's giant fucking shoulders just like protruding right over it.
Indeed.
Hiding have you ever seen a picture of a baby elephant hiding behind a tree?
Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen
Oh
that.
my god.
It is adorable. Mm-hmm.
It'd be like that, except hiding behind a building.
Indeed. Indeed. All right. So, any thoughts on die pools and that kind of thing?
It's so easy to grasp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not too dissimilar from other games that we've played before, so I feel like this is going to be pretty easy to fall into.
Yeah, this is very
Fantastic.
new player friendly. I dig it.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. I'm glad you'll find it easy to grasp. Actually, let me see if any of y'all have gear that require look-see at Rodriguez. Ego knife. Oh boy.
Ego knife.
That sounds so fun.
I have the ego knife.
Gear such as I look over here again, like like ghillie suits or even mesh vests or even like armor stuff or even equipment such as like a decoy launcher or portable stealth fields. Those have those can get damaged, worn down, and that kind of thing. For every one you roll with a dice involving gear when pushing the roll, the item's gear bonus decreases by 1. And it doesn't work as well anymore. If the bonus reaches 0, it is broken and cannot be used.
Okay.
Good to know.
While encumbrance is not tracked in this game, Each person can only hold 2 to 3 pieces of gear at any time, which includes guns.
I was literally about to
Ah.
ask that. Good thing. Wait, does my bladed gauntlet count if it's strapped to my hands?
So, weapons are a little different. They don't wear down over time. They have different effects in addition to having static bonuses to the die pool when you use them. Since none of y'all will have like specific gear, actually, you have bladed gauntlet, right? So
I have
that's
bladed gauntlets, and I also have a bladed whip.
excellent. Ego degradation, bladed whip. Yeah, those are those are good weapons. Since you can only have 2 pieces of gear, that equipment is phenomenal. I believe it's only Chen that can have 3 pieces of gear, considering
That tracks. Big truck.
Big truck.
Big Chungus. You have your starting loadouts with gears and weapons. Automatas tend to their guns are bigger for obvious reasons. As most automata are the biggins. So we are going to be talking about stability and ego. So it is
Hand.
indeed.
Hell yeah.
Eldritch Automata is a game of introspection and hope in the face of despair.
Oh, I like that.
It is represented by 2 stats called stability and ego. Now, stability represents your own mental stability and your mind's fortitude against the onslaught of dangerous horrors and seraphs that aim to unravel your mind and soul.
Okay.
Now, it is your determination that slowly wanes in the situations that pile up in front of you. And it also represents your dwindling hope in the face of despair. And as long as you have stability, you have reason to keep fighting. It is equal to your wits. Score.
Okay.
Ego represents your sense of self. It is the realization of yourself as a person and the currency you will be using while piloting or being near an automata. Pilots who operate automata often report having feelings of loss of personal sense and slowly eroding when touched soul to soul with the automata they pilot. This is equal to your empathy.
Okay.
Rough. Real
What's your
fucking rough.
empathy?
Wow.
What's your fucking empathy?
My empathy. I actually don't think my empathy is that bad. It's a 3.
Okay,
All
me
right.
too.
Your empathy is higher than mine. My empathy is 2.
I'm
I
perfect.
have 5.
Mhm.
5 empathy.
3 is the perfect empathy.
Is
And-
it?
Yep.
We will find out.
We'll find out.
Now, panic. Well, hold on. Okay, we've skipped one. So breakdown is what happens when your stress levels escalate and slowly erode your stability. When your stability hits critical levels and finally erodes, you lose your sense of reason and enter a breakdown state. During your breakdown, you must act according to your pilot archetype's breakdown. Acting against your breakdown reduces your roll to 1. You are also unable to use strands as your inability to consider reality affects your ability to draw on connections with others. When you regain your stability, you regain up to half your max score in stability. Now, this kind of suggests that tapping on strands might affect die rolls or something like that. I'm not sure. That's not in this document we were given, but I imagine it's a cool mechanic. Panic.
Look forward to it.
I do look forward to it. Panic. When you roll a 1 on the stress die, you make a panic roll. A panic roll consisting of rolling 1d6 plus your current level of stress. The resulting sum of the roll decides how badly you panic, the lower ranges being mild to downright debilitating at higher levels. So, on a 1 to 6, you sort of keep it together. At 7, you start to sort of tremble, like sort of fear trembles. At 8, you get anxious. Your stability reduces by 1. At 9, you get sullen. Your ego reduces by 1. And at 10, you begin to start shaking in fear. The stress level of yourself and all other friendly PCs in short range of you increase by 1. At 11, you freeze up and you lose your turn.
Oof.
And your next slow action, you lose your next slow action. Your stress level and all other friendly PCs in short range increase their stress by 1. In addition, at 12, you scream for
Okay.
1 round, losing your next slow action, and your stress is reduced by 1. But every friendly character hears your scream must roll for panic.
Rough.
Oh,
Hmm.
that sounds lovely.
At 13, you run away. You bitch out. It's fine. You do not roll a retreat roll, but your stress level is decreased by 1. But all of their friendly PCs roll panic. You flee from nature to where you deem is safe. Newsflash: nowhere is safe. Anyway, the world has ended. It's fine. At 14, you start suffering from hallucinations. Both your stability and your ego is reduced by 1. At 15, you go berserk. Your fight or flight responses kick in, and you can't just flee. So you immediately enter your berserk state if you're piloting an automata. If you're not, you become enraged and attack the nearest thing until you're subdued.
The nearest thing? The
Mhm.
nearest
Until you-
thing.
Dude.
Yes.
So allies.
Hey, David has a
Yes.
nuke.
And I melt shit when I go berserk, which is probably not good to get in contact with the
This
nuke.
is at hold on, we're overreacting. This is at 15. Like this is at like
This is like a
Now,
D6
hold on.
plus.
He did say this was without the automata, so I may not have my nuke at this point in time,
okay, fair enough.
but I mean, I've got
May
6
not.
strength and 3 in close combat, so I'm going to be beating the shit out of whatever is in front of me.
Indeed.
So
I do want to point out that David said may not because they're not associated with your automata. So there is a small chance that Shen is carrying a tactical nuke on them at all times.
Mhm.
Fine.
I will
I'm
neither
sure that's
confirm
fine.
nor deny this information.
So, at
Neither
the
confirm
last thing in the table, 16, blue screen of death. Your mind needs to go away for a second, unable to handle reality. Just stare off into space, not speaking or moving. Only someone taking a slow action to physically shake you out of it and call out to you. You can will bring you back.
Oh my god. They literally give you shell shock.
Ew.
Drama of the
Rough.
game. This is fucking Evangelion. I love it.
So, stability loss through high panic rolls or rolling more 1s on a stress die than successes on a check. On that check will cause stability loss. It is possible to lose more than 1 stability on a given panic roll. Stability is restored by 1 point every shift of time you are within a peaceful environment.
Oh man.
Ooh.
That's slow. Okay.
Okay.
Tariffs are
Okay.
everywhere. We're so fucked.
Yeah.
Now, ego loss. Your ego is your sense of self as you pilot and become one with your automata that begins to erode and break down. Ego loss is usually drained through the use of talents as well as certain panic rolls. Dropping your ego to 0 results in berserking. Ego is restored by 1 point every shift of time outside of your automata.
Okay.
Now, berserking. When your ego totally erodes, you berserk. Berserking is similar to a mental breakdown where you must act accordingly to your automata's berserk description. It's basically like you stop existing for a while your automata goes, time to go and do stuff. Your automata is in control now.
Excellent.
In Eldritch
Love it.
Automata, you don't pilot the mecha pilots you.
In this case, yes. Acting against your berserk reduces your roll to only a single die. When your automata drops to 0 durability, you may decide to berserk, restoring your durability to full. You cannot do this if you're already berserking. While berserking, you're unable to draw upon strands to aid you in your goal. I'm starting to think I was right about strands. When the berserking ends, your ego is set back to 1, and you immediately lose 1 stability. Berserking ends when the danger has passed, immediately dropping your automata's durability back down to 0 and shutting down. Now, that's a fun thing. If you look at your pre-gens, you'll notice within the cheat sheet, your berserking actions within berserking, such as Lee's perfection incarnate. You're welcome, Ramos. Berserking thing has some fantastic bonuses, but also it's bad to get down to that. So, also, once you have reached 10 stress, you must make an empathy roll after the session. Roll for the attribute only, not using any skill. And if the roll fails, you develop a permanent mental trauma of some kind.
Oh,
I'm really
God.
glad. I'm really
We can
glad.
collect more.
Yeah, I'm really glad. I know that Gehenna wanted to make this, a one-shot, a nice one-shot module, but I'm really glad we're stretching it out so we can see the possibility of all of us, or none of us, gaining more mental trauma.
It's so fun. I love
We get to see
it.
character
I love that a lot.
development. Lee drinks now.
Oh no.
So,
There's some dark places I can go.
so it is a roll of a single d6 to determine on the table what you get. On a roll of a 1, fucking lucky. No lasting trauma. Fuck you. On a 2, you gain an addiction.
Okay.
Alcoholism.
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
Heroin.
Heroin.
I don't know.
Where are we gonna get heroin in this thing?
From the Seraphs, David!
That's you know what? That's fair.
Angel
Did anybody
dust?
try out?
Yeah, that's where I got it
Angel
last time.
dust.
Angel
You
dust.
know what? I stand corrected.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
don't
do that.
do drugs.
Don't do that.
Don't
Don't
do
do that.
drugs. It's January.
Indeed.
Starting out 2024 strong.
Not that any other month of the year is a good time to do drugs. It's not.
Yeah,
Not.
don't do that.
And if you ignore your habit for an entire shift, your stress level increases by 1, and you cannot alleviate that stress until you indulge in your habit.
That's fucking rough, man.
Why does it sound like Blades in the Dark a little bit with that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Indulging the vice.
On 3, you get nightmares. You need to make an empathy roll when you sleep, and if you fail, you gain a horrible nightmare, which increases your stress level by 1, and you cannot relieve that stress for a full day after the nightmare.
Oh,
Wonderful.
On
Just tapping
4,
out for the day.
Yeah.
on 4, depression. Depression sucks. Can confirm. You're prone to bouts with depression. Every day, make an empathy roll. If you fail, you're having a bad day. Stress level increases by 1, and you cannot relieve that stress until the next day.
Wait, you have to roll empathy for that? My empathy is 2.
Yep.
Get
Great.
fucked. Anyway,
Maybe 3 isn't the best after all.
so
I got 5. I'm fine.
on a 5,
That's depression, she says.
I'm baby.
Just with a coffee and like a bag of candy just bouncing around the fucking hangar bay for all the automata, just like, let's go do this, guys, for the world.
And
We're
it
all just
like
like-
pans to us drinking like espresso, fucking like
Doing a line.
the color the color palette fades to just grays.
on a roll of 5, you gain a phobia, something related to the incident terrifying you now. I decide what that is.
Ooh.
And
Okay.
your stress increases by 1 when initially coming into short range of your phobia, and induces a panic roll after being in short range for more than a single round.
Oh.
Ooh. Okay.
So like my fear of spiders.
Must add spiders to. Okay, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Joke. We enjoy safety tools here at the Nomads.
Indeed. Amnesia for number 6.
Oh,
You
God.
repress your memories around the incident and perhaps even some of the other characters involved in it. Reduce all skill points in a single skill, your choice, to 0 until your trauma is treated.
Atkins died?
Ooh.
Who's Atkins? I don't remember
How do
Atkins.
you treat
Atkins
your
never
trauma?
existed.
That's rough.
First, you get a jar.
Oh no.
We just put it in a box. We put that box inside another box, and we just keep doing that until we forget about it.
Yup. Oh God.
While trauma is initially permanent, it is possible to treat trauma over time, eventually possibly healing it completely. First, you need to spend a
Tell me how to
shift.
do that in real life.
Uh,
How many d6s do I have to roll, Syranus?
Yeah,
How many
exactly.
do I have to roll? I want to be happy.
Yeah, exactly. Please tell me.
We're all struggling.
in real life, if I find out, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I do not have.
We just haven't gathered
answer.
enough d6s.
We need more. We can pull our
Yes.
d6s
I've
together.
got 36 right here on my desk. How many more do you need?
I have 307.
That's good.
But
But yes, how do you heal trauma?
so
Yes,
while
please.
it is initially permanent, it is possible to heal trauma over time, eventually possibly healing it completely. First, you need to spend a shift in the presence of a mental health professional within a safe space.
Okay. All right.
This is a great fucking game. This is a good fucking game. All right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm really liking
Agreed.
this so
all
far.
jokes aside, the fact that I'm so sorry, Serious. I don't mean to like take over, but I just when this VOD goes up on YouTube, and for any viewer who's seeing this now, that's fucking revolutionary. The fact that they didn't reduce like how you get rid of trauma to like, oh, make a roll or, you know, to use this magical mechanic. That's so fucking good. Oh my god, that's so fucking good. Hats off to Gehenna. Jesus Christ, that's so fucking good. Putting the link in the fucking chat.
Bravo.
Give me the link.
So
Go back this fucking game. I need this in my life.
So, do we know who our therapist is at this point?
It's Atkins.
Yes.
Atkins? No.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
why I have a, is that why my regret is getting Atkins to join the team?
Oh my God.
Oh,
Because we might lose our mental health professional now.
I'm so sorry. Sarah,
no.
let's go on, please.
I'm
So-
sorry.
When that first step is done, and it is a very good step, and I appreciate it, Then you need to make an empathy roll to measure the amount of progress you have. This check can only be attempted once per in-game day, and as long as you are with that professional. Once 10 accumulated successes are made, you have worked through and passed and can erase your trauma from the sheet, which is fantastic.
That is a really good mechanic. I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
I like that a lot.
Big fan.
Bravo.
As Sap said, I want this mechanic in every game.
It's really good.
Hmm?
I wonder if I could meld this into Cyberpunk somehow. I feel like that would work really well in Cyberpunk.
That's
You could.
so cool.
You absolutely could.
Yeah, this is great.
If there were any mental health professionals worth a damn in that setting.
Yeah. You don't want your corporate sponsored mental health professional? There we go.
Fuck the corpos. Anyway, the who now that we're done with mental health stuff and that kind of thing, who wants to talk about grueling, fantastic mech combat?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Sure.
So
Fuck my
initiative.
problems. How do I punch it, SYRANAS?
Throw a nuke at
Rolling initiative is pretty easy. It's a d6 plus your agility score.
Okay.
That's
nice.
fucking it.
easy enough.
And there is a surprise mechanic.
Oh, a surprise tool?
If you perform an attack that I deem surprising, you may roll initiative twice. It's basically you gain advantage on initiative.
Oh.
I like
Did they expect me to throw the tactical nuke like a football?
Now you are just Liberty Prime from Fallout.
So, while you never really roll for new initiative spot during the fight, you can exchange initiative spots with another player character during the fight.
I like it.
Now, action types. So, there are slow and fast actions. Now, describing these actions will, like I said before, apply bonuses and that kind of stuff. But slow actions involve crawling. You kind of have to be prone. A close combat attack, using the close combat skill. Shooting a ranged weapon. Reloading. First aid on a broken or dying victim. The word choice here is amazing. Persuading somebody, your opponent needing to hear you is a prerequisite for that. Entering or exiting an automata or vehicle, or starting an automata or vehicle.
Okay.
Fast actions: running, moving through a door or hatch, getting up from prone, drawing a weapon, blocking an attack, grappling. A grapple attack while you are grappling, retreating from an engaged enemy. By engaged enemy, I mean you are within close combat within that enemy. Aiming, which will apply bonuses to ranged weapon attacks. Seeking cover, grabbing the wheel in a vehicle. The pilot, automata, or vehicle are using an item. So some talents allow for you to make multiple slow actions. Now, normally, that only is once per turn. You can perform one slow action and one fast action, or two fast actions in a turn. Usually. Now, some talents happen to be around, like so you can move and shoot, or you can aim and shoot, and that kind of thing. To move during combat, you spend a fast action to move from one zone to a neighboring zone between short engaged enemies. No roll is required to run unless it's into like a cluttered zone, and if you are prone, you cannot run. Instead, you must crawl or get up. Either way. But if you are in close combat and you have an active enemies at engagement range, you can walk away instead and use the retreat action. If you're losing a fight, you can run. That is the thing you can do. Go pace and disappear and just start running.
Just disappear.
There are ambushes and sneak attacks. When you stalk someone and catch them unaware, you get a sneak attack. The first roll, first you need to roll your an opposed roll with ability versus the target's mobility. Sorry, versus your target's observation, and depending on who wins, you either get to be within engagement range of the enemy and bonk them from initiative, and they cannot block that attack. And yeah, but if they win, stuff goes on as normal. Ambush is a special kind of sneak attack. While everyone can get on this if they roll mobility correctly, and they all get in on the stabbing or the shooting or whatever. So there's also social conflict. You can do this within the heat of battle if you wish. There are negotiating positions that will boost or detract from your roll, increasing or decreasing your die pool. Using manipulate versus another person's manipulate, or if you want something and another person has that, negotiating with them by the end of a gun is entirely possible. But also using your words is very possible too. If you don't want to nuke the thing you want, it's probably best to use the words. Now, you can also manipulate a group via like a speech or something like that. Now, that's modified by -1 because of on multiple people, in which you'll be able to reach an agreement and that kind of thing. Now, to manipulate someone, you kind of have to be in the same sort of area the other people are in. If you're longer distance via like radio or Discord chat, that might modify your role in different ways, especially if you cannot see your whoever you're talking to, because a lot of negotiation involves body language as well. Now, close combat, down to the punching. Now, if you attack someone with bare fists or with a melee weapon, you use your close combat skill. Close combat usually happens at engagement range. You can fight unarmed or use a weapon, which may grant bonuses to your roll. Drawing a weapon from its sheath or a belt is a fast action. To attack an opponent in close combat, you need to be standing on your feet. If you're prone, you must first spend a fast action to get up. And then you will roll close combat plus strength, I think, if I remember correctly.
I believe that's correct.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, strength. And for every success, if you hit, you gain 1 success. You deal damage equal. You deal damage equal to your the damage rating of the weapon. But for every successes after the first one, you can choose stunts. Now, one of the stunts, you can inflict 1 more point of damage to health or durability. You can choose the stunt multiple times if you roll many more successes. You can outmaneuver your enemy and trade initiative scores with them. taking effect next turn. You can't go back to your earlier initiative, but you can make it so that they cannot go by switching initiatives with them. You can knock or pull a weapon from your opponent during combat. Picking up a dropped weapon counts as a fast action. You can choose which one. Your opponent falls to the ground or pushed back. It's another stunt. Or you can hold your opponent in a grapple. All kinds of things. Yeah, all kinds of things you do with fisticuffs. Blocking. That's an action. That is a fast action you can roll for close combat. Now, you choose to do so. You need to declare that you are going to block before the attacker rolls for their strike. Now, while this happens on the turn, it's a reaction basically that will use a fast action from your turn.
Okay, so there's a little bit of a give and take with that. So if I want to be able to block this, I'm gonna lose out on being able to do something on my next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Indeed. So for each success you roll on the block, which will be rolling for close combat as well, you for each success you remove one of the enemy successes. If they are left with no successes, their attack misses. You can choose this multiple times. Another stunt, you can perform a counterattack, dealing damage to the attacker equal to the damage rating of your own weapon. If you cannot spend additional successes to increase the damage of your counterattack, or you can disarm your enemy.
I do have a quick question. So it was one I wanted to ask it earlier, but yeah. So you mentioned it taking a fast action to draw a weapon, but if my signature weapon are bladed gauntlets, are those always considered out? Or
Well, let's have a look. So bladed gauntlet. So your tags are charging and eco degradation for those.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
I would say sure. Why not? Yeah, they're bladed gauntlets. They're on your fists, so sure, why not?
Fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I like it.
yeah, blocking being in a reaction, you'll lose your next fast action for doing so. However, you can also block while unarmed, but however, you can only block unarmed attacks from other people that way. In order to block an attack from a creature or a mech of some type, you need to wield like a sturdy weapon or tool. Grappling. Both you and your opponent fall to the ground. If the opponent drops any weapon they were holding and cannot move, the only action they can perform is to attempt to break free, which is a slow action that succeeds if the opponent wins an opposed close combat roll against you. And while you are grappling, the only action you can perform, apart from releasing your opponent, is a grapple attack. Now, this works as a normal unarmed attack, but it's a fast action that cannot be blocked. So giving someone a hug is very beneficial if you're
Nice.
Nice.
Well, my ass is going to be right up on these enemies. So.
Yep. That's awesome.
Now, ranged combat, aim, fire. When you take the aim action, which is this fast action, you get +2 dice to your attack roll using a gun. If you do anything else except shoot your weapon after you have it aimed, or if you are hurt, you lose the effect of aim, and you need to spend another fast action to aim again. So, there is a range fire modification table based on range. Depending on range category of different weapons. Looking at Shen, that's probably not something out of the ordinary. Medium, long range. Yep.
Yep.
He's basically in range whenever he wants to be. So if your attack hits, inflict damage to target's health or durability equal to the weapon's damage rating. For every success you roll, choose one of the stunts. You can inflict additional points of damage to health or durability. You can choose this stunt multiple times. You can pin down your enemy, and which means they must make a panic roll. Note, seraphs and whores are incapable of panicking or taking stress.
Oh, darn.
Wow.
I guess I'm just going to give him something else to stress about.
Like a nuke.
Like a nuke.
You position yourself to gain to get an exchange to your initiative score with an enemy, taking effect next turn. You can't go back to your earlier initiative. Your opponent drops a weapon or another handheld object. You choose which. Or your opponent falls to the ground or is pushed back, for example, through a doorway.
Love it.
Now, firearms and ammunition. Ammunition for firearms is handled on a lump sum of reload mechanics. Weapons with the ammo tag have either 3 reloads, 1 reload, or 0 reload. Every time you are forced to roll a panic or choose to empty the clip, your reload rating reduces by 1. If you are ever forced to reload and your reload rating is currently 0, you're considered out of ammunition.
Okay, so for the 2 weapons that I've got here that have the ammo tag, I've got the artillery cannon with ammo 1 and the minigun with ammo 2.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So, I believe...
Oh, wow.
If you choose to empty the clip with like the minigun, you gain +2 modification to the roll, and your reload rating immediately decreases by 1. However, you also gain a level in stress.
Okay.
So, if you really want to hit something, and you want 2 more die with your gun, you can do that at the cost of ammunition. While your reload rating is at 0 out of ammo. So for Overwatch, that is a fast action where you can set up at a specified location and wait until an enemy is within range, and you get to declare that you want to fire your weapon at that exact that they come into range. So
I like it.
You can lose Overwatch if you are attacked by anybody in close combat or suffer damage of any kind.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
So,
I was muted.
damn it. Did you have a question?
No, I was just agreeing, and I made a quip, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm muted."
Oh, okay. Moving on to damage. So, Eldritch Automata is very deadly. The rewards for your PC may be great, but the only thing you know for sure is that you will suffer all sorts of damage on the way, and damage is applied on successful close combat or ranged attacks and increased via stunts. Damage can come from many forms, but the severity of the damage is dependent on the die rating of the damage. So, light damage is 3 points of damage, medium is 5, heavy is 7, and extreme is 10.
And I assume that goes hand in hand with our automata's durability,
Yes,
mixing with the ego field.
indeed.
Makes sense. Okay.
Now, there are types of damage too. Health and durability, which is the most typical damage that inflicts to the pilot and the automata. This represents body and structural harm. Ego and stability damage. Often, horrors and seraphs are able to attack the very mental glue that holds you together between pilot and automata. This type of damage is usually psychic, mental, or supernatural in some way. Now there are other attribute damage, where you can reduce your agility, sap your strength, or damage your wits and empathy. So, mhm. While it's possible to suffer damage from pretty much anywhere, including failed skill rolls, most common is from attacks. Now, when somebody successfully attacks you in close combat or with a ranged weapon, you suffer damage to health, or in the automata's case, durability. Equal the damage rating of the weapon plus damage for any successes rolled. Did you have a question, David?
No, sorry.
Okay. You're good. So your artillery cannon is medium, so it does 5 damage.
Okay.
As well as your minigun, and your tactical nuke is. Go ahead.
Sorry, the damage from the cannon was heavy. The range.
Oh, it is heavy. Range is
Yep.
medium. My bad. Your minigun is light, and your tactical nuke is also heavy. The tactical nuke being ineffective means it cannot damage somebody within an eco field. However, they're kind of fucked once that ego field is down. So
At that point, it's to whom it may concern.
yeah. Seems. Do you all feel like you have a good grasp on this? I believe there's only one more thing we need to talk about, and that's the ego field.
Oh, yes, that seems important.
Sweet, let's do ego field.
So automata all have an ego field, which is like a manifestation of the pilot and the automata's will. This ego field is like an almost insurmountable offense that only horrors can seek to pierce, or even seraphs. Your ego field refreshes to max after a shift of rest. An ego field must be pierced and depleted before any damage can be done to you or your automata, as well as the horror. Ego field serves as an initial damage threshold that must be surpassed in order to inflict damage. Once damage is calculated, it is applied against the target's ego field. The ego field rating is subtracted from the initial damage, and any remaining damage is applied to durability. So, if your ego field is, say, 4, and they deal medium damage to you, which is 5 damage, only 1 goes through. And it doesn't really damage the ego field. It is only reduced by weapons with the ego field degradation tag.
Okay.
I like it.
So we have to be very specific on which weapons we're using at that time.
Indeed.
Okay.
A field that is pierced will require to roll a ego field degradation roll.
I love that my bladed gauntlets have ego degradation, so I'm just going up there and just punching the crap out of their field until it breaks.
And then, shield's down.
Indeed. Whenever that ego field is pierced by an attack, you can also roll an ego field degradation roll. Now, you roll the rating of your ego field, and for every 1 on the dice, lower the ego field by 1. And if the field is completely degraded, then the normal human weaponry will have a noticeable effect on your automata. Now, you can also bolster your ego field. Whenever an ego field is pierced, you can lower your ego on a 1-to-1 trade to temporarily bolster your ego field. This added bonus to your field is only applicable for the round it is declared in. Bolstering your ego field removes ego degradation roll as long as the ego field is able to reduce all damage to 0 when bolstered.
Okay.
So the ego field is generally like to reference other TTRPGs is basically your armor. It is what reduces the damage you take. And if any damage rolls over your ego field, it is considered pierced, and you take the extra damage above what the ego field number is. If in that single attack, by the way, it requires if you're being attacked multiple times, they have to beat that ego field again in order to
Okay.
do damage.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
So it regenerates a little bit here.
So with the ego degradation tag on weapons, it target suffers ego field degradation of at least 1, regardless if the attack is successful or not. So this is an automatic 1 on their ego degradation roll. And even if the attack is successful or not successful, it already. So it's weapons with the ego degradation tag are very important for fighting horrors and seraphs with that, with ego field. But yeah, that is the last thing we wanted to talk about.
Nice. I think the only thing we still need to really understand is strands once we get more information on that.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, this is good. This is really cool. I'm really looking forward to playing.
Yeah, the system seems really, really interesting.
Yeah. I'm super excited for next week.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Sap was wanting to know what's the difference between a horror and a seraph.
A horror is a horror. Think of like eldritch horrors, like monsters with many tentacles, or even things crawling, looking like monsters from beyond. Seraphs are far more intelligent and look more angelic.
Biblical
Are they like
angels?
than anything.
biblically accurate
Yeah,
angels?
Are they?
biblically accurate angels.
They are not as described in Isaiah.
Oh, damn. Well,
Gehenna
that's-
Gaming, Hot Angels win.
can
Don't
I
stretch
can I
Will.
switch to seraph?
Can
No.
I
When are,
smooch
when
the
are we
shit?
getting hot angels?
Can you smooch the seraph?
You
Probably.
just want to make friends with a seraph.
Probably.
Power of friendship.
I want to roll to
That's my whole
seduce.
character.
Excellent. Well done.
All right.
This is
Luna's-
good. I'm excited.
Just picturing Luna's character trying to take down the final boss of this with a hug.
Gotta. My high empathy, you know it.
Giving
Oh,
the
yeah.
Power of
full,
love.
like, yeah, the full, like, anime pro tag speech. You don't have to do this.
Yep.
It's murdered.
That's
Yes,
good.
all
It
of it.
was a lot of fun. I'm
Very
really
hype.
hyped. Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to explain all of this,
Yeah,
Syranus.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You
I'm
are
looking
very
forward to
welcome.
playing.
And thank you for being here to learn the system with me.
Mm-hmm.
As I believe explaining it helps me understand it better as well.
I feel that.
Excellent.
But you know it's better than it. But you know it's also better just learning on the go too. We're gonna experience it soon.
We got this.
Indeed.
We'll do
Yeah.
this. And of course, thank you to Gehenna Gaming for letting us get a sneak peek at your guys' stuff. And helping promote Eldritch Automata.
You're doing great.
Automata? Automata?
I
Automata.
hate it here.
Automata?
I hate it here.
Automatic
course.
tomato.
Hell yeah.
They won me over with the tactical nuke. Everything else was awesome, but that just well, okay, I saw that pretty early on, so
I
sold, but you know,
You gotta study those old Ford commercials and then talk like that for your character.
oh, you mean the commercials I grew up with?
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna have some
Outstanding.
fun here. Oh man, we're gonna have some fun.
I'm so excited.
All
All
right.
right.
And I believe our first actual session will be on my birthday, so this
Hell
will be
yeah.
fun.
Yay!
Happy early birthday.
As well, congratulations to
Oh, I got
Sirius
some off the nuke.
making the Nomad's debut as a game master.
Yay!
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the club.
awesome.
Or
And-
as
And
we've
you know, since it's your birthday, I feel like I am almost obligated now to set off the nuke.
yeah,
Gotta
absolutely.
Gotta be fireworks
light
on
this
the-
candle, right?
Yeah. So
Yes.
again, congratulations, Syranus. Welcome. Really glad to have you on board as a game master, or as we've dubbed it for the Nomads, the Navigator, for our upcoming Eldritch Automata tale.
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, with that, Azure, where can we find you?
Oh, yes. Hi, I'm Azure or Rachel. You can find me over at theazurebutterfly.ttv. I'm also on social media at _AzureButterfly or the Azure Butter 1 or the Azure Butterfly. Any one of those. I'm slowly getting them all uniform, I promise. I am the creative director here on the Rolling Nomads. I play as Ingrid of Sintra in Witcher Ways of Old, Prince Juliana Volstadt in Transylvania Beckons, soon to be Maria Rossellini in Berlin Bloodlines. Look forward to that too. And now I am Kim, who's doing okay, who's doing totally fine. Yeah, that's me in a handbasket.
David, where can we find
Nice.
you?
Well, so I recently got Twitter mostly for these things, so you can find me there at DG the Nomad. Also the project manager here at the Rolling Nomads, and I run our game Colder Than a Twitch's Wit, which is supposed to be coming back this Saturday. We're going to be doing an unboxing video of sorts. Don't worry, Gilbert. It's not ominous at all.
Sure.
I also do Thalis on Scion Godsend, and now adding Cameron Chen to the repertoire there. So, we're gonna have. I'm looking forward to the things to come. Really, I'm loving this game system so far, and I haven't even played it yet. But I'm so ready.
All right. Luna, where can we find you?
Hi, I'm Luna or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on all the social medias, including here on Twitch, where I stream Monday to Friday. I am the social media director here at the Rolling Nomad, so all those posts that go up, that's me. I play Cersei Aveline in Ways of Old. I play Rosalind, the first Tremere Prince, on Transylvania Beckons. I will be playing Imogen Lamia in Berlin Bloodlines. But next Wednesday, I will be playing Rebecca Rodriguez here. And she just wants to be friends with everybody. We got this, team.
You want to be friends? What?
Indeed. Ramos, where can we find you?
Here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And
Anywhere else?
you play in games.
I play
you
in
run
games. I do things here on twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads. I also do things over on twitch.tv/The Onyx Path. Every Sunday for Scion Godsend, and then of course I'm all over the place here on the Rolling Nomads channel. So, yeah, I'm everywhere on my lonesome. As at Ramos the Nomad. I don't post to things anymore, but I will eventually, maybe. It's TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, and I am SYRANAS. You can catch me here next week, but also on youtube.com/SYRANAS, twitch.tv/SYRANAS, twitter.com/SYRANAS, and many other places where my name is claimed by me. And you can find me on other Twitch channels that aren't related to TTRPGs. Mostly my friends and other things like that. But I will be here for the next couple weeks running these people through the blender.
Yay.
Yeah.
And hopefully more in the future.
Yeah, and hopefully more blenders in the future.
Yeah. Bring them on.
Hell yes. So that is us, the Rolling Nomads, presenting Eldritch Automata. And for next week, we start The Dark Passenger.
Say the line. Say the line.
Do the
What's
roar.
What's the line?
Say the line. That's us
Look,
in a
it's
handbasket. Say the
handbasket.
line.
That's us in a
You
handbasket.
don't have to say that. Okay, you let them bully you, but that's okay.